Hi, everybody. Raylene here. I am back for Naptime Nuggets number 33. I am going to share a strategy with you for working with young kids. What's cool about this one is it not only helps you train your brain to have more joy and less stress, it helps you train kids to do things that bring you less stress. How is that for a promise? So, when you're caring for young children, you can help them be successful and set them up for a wonderful future, but also improve their behavior today with one simple strategy. Now, this is not a new strategy. This is something that has been told many, many, many years, ever since I was little in the 70s, and I'm sure well before that. It is catch them being good. What? How come we're talking about that today? That's such a simple one. Well, it's not really a simple one, and I'll tell you why. Our brains, you and I, us humans, they are actually wired to look for threats and pay attention to negative behavior. That's what we're wired to do. The problem is that reinforces the behavior in young kids. Whatever they did right before you responded is the behavior they're going to repeat. So we want to make sure we're noticing the behavior we actually want to see again. So we're going to take some typically challenging scenarios and apply this strategy. What does it look like? How do you actually stop the negative behaviors before they start or when they've just started in this really easy to apply method that actually, according to research, has been proven to work, not only to get kids to behave well, and this is the important thing, but to get them to do what you need them to do, to also set them up for success so that they know what to do, what is culturally appropriate, what is going to get attention, and what is actually valued for behavior in our culture. So it's going to have a huge impact, and it's also going to bring you less stress and more joy. So I remember when I had a young child, mine were about 2 and 6 when they were embattled, right? 2 and 6-year-old, the 2-year-old constantly wants to play with a 6-year-old, and the 6-year-old gets pretty tired of it pretty quickly. So here we are, I'm trying to get stuff done, as all of us parents do, but I was also employed outside of the home, so I was really super busy, super stressed out, trying to balance a lot of different things, as we all are. And so I was just trying to get one more thing done, and then I would get that done. I try to get one more thing done because they were in the middle of playing a game. I thought, I'm just going to keep going here. And then all of a sudden I hear, Mom, she hit me. Oh man, now I have to go respond to them because you can't let them hit each other, right? You have to jump in and teach them that we're not allowed to hit. And no matter how angry we get, we are not allowed to hit each other. So I have to respond to it. The problem is that it is reinforcing then the negative in that moment. See, let me tell you, do you want to teach kids things? Do you want them to learn how to behave well? Let me tell you how kids learn. First of all, some of it's automatic development. Yes, it just happens. They're going to grow, etc. Some of it is observation. So they're watching you to figure out what to do, and then they're imitating you. So we know this, that what they see, they do. But the third one, and this is where the strategy comes in, is that with young kids, they also repeat and learn what is reinforced. So they do something, you say something to them, no, stop that, or yay, you did it. Whatever it is, they want to repeat it. Whether it's something exciting and fun, like they just slid down the slide and you got really excited about that, or whether it's they threw food at the dinner table and you got excited about that, or mad. To them, it doesn't matter if you're excited or mad. If you're giving them attention, they're super excited. So here we are. How do you take this strategy and apply it in the scenarios? So what do? We get proactive. So I'm going to tell you how to apply this idea, catch them being good, in a different sort of way, okay? So what I want you to do is you're going to counter your brain. So what your brain wants to do is it wants to see like what's happening that's wrong and attend to that. So what I want you to do is actually decide today at mealtime or circle time, whenever it is, I am going to focus on what the behavior I want. And I'm going to actually get my like sea goggles on. I like to think of it that way. Like I'm not going to look at any other behaviors except the exact behaviors I want. So I'm going to say things like, oh, look at you guys are sitting. I'm so excited you're sitting and listening to the book. Oh, it makes me so happy. Then I'm reinforcing that behavior. Instead of I sit there and I'm reading the book, a child stands up and I say, oh, Johnny, you need to sit down. I've just reinforced the behavior that I don't want to see happen. So first you're going to just literally go into one of those challenging scenarios you have and try to see the behavior that you're looking for. Okay. The second thing is you are going to project success. You're going to tell the belief that they're going to do exactly what you want them to do. So it looks something like this. Let's say you're working in a classroom and you have another teacher with you. You might turn to the other teacher assistant and say something like, oh, it's so neat. Johnny's going to sit at circle today. I'm so excited he's going to do that. It's really bizarre, but it works because that's just, he's heard that, you believe that, you expect that he's going to do that, and then he's more likely to do it. It's human nature and it's how it works. So I actually taught this technique and a parent applied it to getting in the car seat. So her 3-year-old would not get in the car seat, kept fighting getting in the car seat. So this day when they started to go toward the car and the child started to resist getting in the car seat, right away, the mom turned to the car, yes, and said, oh, Mr. Car, this is so exciting. My little daughter's going to get right in her car seat today. And guess what? She got in the car seat. Mom couldn't believe it worked. And I love that story because then I was like, see, that's another scenario it works in. So not only are you going to see the behavior you want and then project that, wow, this behavior is going to happen, you're going to tell something or somebody else that you believe it's going to happen. You can even tell the child. So we had been working with this one little guy and sitting at circle. And I said, almost every day I would look at him and I'd go, right, I'm reinforcing. He's sitting. It's exciting. This day I was distracted. I didn't see it. So Johnny stands up. So instead of noticing that he's standing up and telling him to sit down, what I did was I said, oh, Johnny, thank you for sitting. And he sat down as fast as he could. Isn't that hilarious? I couldn't believe that he did it, but it was like just me projecting, this is what you're going to do, and I'm so excited about it, made him want to do it. So that's two things: see the behavior and project success, letting other people know or other things know even that it's going to happen. And then the third one is that reinforcement, when you're going to just send all sorts of positive messages that you did it, you accomplished it. So here we go. Snack time. A lot of adults tell me snack time can be really stressful. And if you actually, those watching, have any kind of feeling about times that you might want to use this, write them in the box because I can give you specific words to say and scenarios that are going to help. So you go to sit down for snack time, you're trying to get snack on the table or dinner on the table, and the kids are sitting there, right? And they're fine probably for 30 seconds. And then they get bored. So what happens, they start poking their friend or something. Okay, so if you respond when they poke their friend, what's going to happen? You are reinforcing the behavior. That's one way kids learn. So you're not going to want to respond to the poke. You're going to want to say something like, I am so excited that my friends are sitting so good. Snack time's coming. Who wants to help? Or something like that. Like you're just going to get really excited about how good everybody's doing that's sitting there. So you might be thinking, I don't know if this is going to work. Well, what have you got to lose? Because what we know is that when we focus on the behavior we don't want, we get more of that behavior. So focusing on the behavior you do want is going to be part of this puzzle. The last one is nap time or bedtime. Okay, so how does this work? So you go to get your child in bed, or the child you're caring for in childcare. So everybody lays down on their mat. What? 5 seconds, right? I mean, maybe it's just the littlest amount of time, but instantly go, oh, you guys are laying in your beds. I knew you could do it, and get really excited about that. Look at, take your most challenging child, the one that fights nap time, and say, look, even Johnny is laying down. Oh, he can lay down so good. I am so proud of Johnny. And start putting those positive words out there. Then take a deep breath, step back, give them 30 seconds or a minute, and then reinforce it again. Look at you guys are still sitting there. I knew you could do it. Turn to whoever's in the room, even a stuffed animal, and say, look, little bear. Everybody's laying so quietly. I love that. What you're going to see when you start to apply this very simple concept, catch them being good, is that the positive behaviors will increase, the negative behaviors will decrease, and you will find less stress, more joy, and kids that are better behaved. Last story for today. I'm sitting at the dinner table. I'm trying to talk to my partner. My daughter is 2. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to have this discussion. And all of a sudden she starts, going, yeah, like that out of nowhere. So now what do? We were sitting here. I'm trying to catch up with him. What I did on that day, because I didn't have the skills, is I turned to her and I said, stop it. You need to be quiet. I'm talking to your dad. And I turned back and I tried to continue the conversation, and she got louder. And then she started throwing food. And then I said, you know what? If you do it again, you're going to get a timeout. She did it again. So then I said, okay, you get a timeout. The next 45 minutes was spent struggling with her, trying to get her to just sit in the timeout. Do you feel the difference? It's like the reality is kids will try and be independent, say for themselves. We do want that on some occasions, but they want our attention more than anything. So if we specifically take our attention and our positive feelings and put it toward those behaviors we want, those behaviors are likely to grow. And maybe you can avoid that 45-minute tantrum that you might have around the dinner table. So I hope you guys found Naptime Nuggets today helpful. I love coming here with you guys. And if you have any ways that you've applied the strategy, go ahead and share it in the comment boxes. And I'm going to get you some resources around this to back it up so you can share them with your families or share them with those who are helping you care for the young children in your life. Over and out.